Ever wondered how the Philippines, a country of over 7,000 islands, came to be as we know it today? Our story begins in the distant past, around 67,000 years ago, with the earliest evidence of human life in the Philippines. Archaeologists discovered the remains of the Taban man, believed to be the country's oldest human inhabitant. This early hunter-gatherer society laid the foundation for what would become a diverse and vibrant civilization. Then came the Negritos, considered the first inhabitants of the islands. These resourceful people lived off the land, hunting, fishing and gathering, adapting to the lush landscapes and abundant marine life. Their way of life, deeply rooted in nature, is echoed in the traditions of many indigenous communities in the Philippines today. This early period set the stage for waves of migration that would shape the future of the Philippines. And so, our journey through the rich tapestry of Philippine history begins. As we move forward in time, the Philippines saw waves of immigrants, each leaving their mark on the islands. The second chapter of our Filipino journey takes us to a time of exploration and discovery. The Philippines, with its strategic location in the Pacific, soon became a hub for migrants and traders. From the Indonesian archipelago came the Malays, venturing forth in their balangay boats, driven by the winds of curiosity and spirit of adventure. They brought with them new technologies, such as ironworking and farming techniques that transformed the landscape and the lives of the indigenous people. This influx of new ideas and cultures was not confined to the Malay migrants. Trade networks were established, connecting the Philippines with the wider world. Chinese junks, laden with silk, porcelain and tea, sailed to the bustling ports of Manila, exchanging goods for the island's gold, pearls, and other natural resources. These trade relations with China, dating back to the 9th century, influenced various aspects of Filipino life, from culinary traditions to linguistic nuances. Further afield, the Philippines found itself part of a dynamic trade network stretching to India and other parts of Southeast Asia. The influence of Indian culture permeated the archipelago, particularly in the form of Buddhism and Hinduism. The Laguna copperplate inscription, the earliest known written document found in the Philippines, bears witness to this cultural exchange. Written in a form of Old Malay infused with Sanskrit terms, it records a debt pardon, indicating a society with a sophisticated legal system. It's fascinating to see how these interactions and exchanges have shaped the Philippines. From the rice terraces etched on the mountainsides by the Ifugao people, a testament to the advanced farming techniques of the Malays, to the resonances of Buddhism and Hinduism in folklore and local traditions, the fingerprints of this age of trade and migration can still be seen and felt today. This period of trade and migration cultivated a rich, diverse culture that still resonates in the Philippines today. In the 16th century, the Philippines would face a significant turning point, the arrival of the Spanish. This period marked the beginning of a 300-year colonial rule that would profoundly shape the country's history and culture. In 1521, the Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan, sailing under the Spanish flag, arrived in the Philippines. This marked the beginning of the Spanish colonization, a period characterized by the establishment of settlements and conversion of the native population to Catholicism. Magellan's arrival heralded a new era, but it was not without resistance. The Battle of Mactan, where the local chieftain, Lapu-Lapu, famously defeated Magellan, serves as a poignant reminder of the Filipinos' struggle for sovereignty. The Spanish, undeterred, continued their colonization efforts. In 1571, they established Manila as the colonial capital. Manila soon became a bustling hub, strategically located along the lucrative galleon trade route that linked Asia, the Americas, and Europe. This trade network brought wealth and foreign influence to the archipelago, but it also intensified social inequities and fostered discontent among the natives. The spread of Catholicism was another pivotal aspect of Spanish rule. Missionaries worked tirelessly to convert the native population, leading to the near-universal adoption of Catholicism in the country. This religious shift played a significant role in shaping the Philippines' cultural identity, with Christianity intertwining with indigenous beliefs and practices. Yet, the Spanish rule was far from peaceful. Numerous revolts and uprisings punctuated this era, reflecting the Filipinos' enduring spirit of resistance. From the Tondo Conspiracy in 1587 to the 18th century revolts led by Diego Silong and Gabriela Silong, these rebellions embodied the Filipinos' longing for freedom and self-determination. The Spanish era, with its complex mixture of oppression and cultural fusion, left an indelible mark on the Philippine identity. It was a period of significant transformation, where foreign rule prompted dramatic shifts in the country's social, religious, and political landscape. As we delve further into the history of the Philippines, we'll see how these colonial influences continue to shape the nation's path. As the Spanish era came to an end, another foreign power took the reins: the United States of America. The transition was far from peaceful, marked by the Philippine-American War. Beginning in 1899, the conflict lasted until 1902, resulting in a significant loss of life and marking the beginning of American colonial rule. Under American governance, the Philippines underwent a transformative period. The United States introduced public education, a move that had a lasting impact on the country. English became a prevalent language, creating a unique blend of Western and Eastern influences that characterizes the country today. The United States also brought the concept of democratic institutions to the Philippines. This marked the beginning of the country's journey towards self-governance. The Philippines was on its way to independence when another global event intervened: World War II. The Philippines found itself in the crosshairs of the Pacific Theater during World War II. It was invaded by Japanese forces in 1941, leading to a dark period of occupation. However, the resilient spirit of the Filipinos shone through these challenging times. Their resistance, combined with the efforts of the United States, eventually led to the liberation of the Philippines in 1945. World War II left deep scars on the Philippines, but it also galvanized the nation's drive for independence. The post-war period saw the Philippines finally achieve its long-desired autonomy, and the American influence played a substantial role in shaping the country's democratic institutions. Despite the war and hardships, the American period planted the seeds for the modern democratic Philippines. It was a time of change, struggle, and ultimately, growth. The legacy of this period is still evident today in the Philippines' educational system, its use of English, and its democratic government. The American period, much like the Spanish era before it, has left an indelible mark on the history and identity of the Philippines. Emerging from the ashes of war, the Philippines charted its own course towards nationhood. After enduring years of conflict and occupation, the archipelago finally tasted the sweetness of independence on July 4, 1946. This marked a new chapter in the nation's history, one filled with hope and promise. As the nation began to rebuild from the ruins of war, the resilience of the Filipino spirit shone brightly. In the face of adversity, Filipinos rose to the challenge, reconstructing their cities, reviving their economy, and rekindling their cultural heritage. It was a time of recovery, of healing, and of rising from the ashes. Yet the journey towards progress was not without its obstacles. The martial law era under Ferdinand Marcos, declared in September 1972, marked a dark period in the country's history. This time was characterized by human rights abuses, corruption, and suppression of democratic freedoms. But even in these trying times, the spirit of the Filipino people remained unbroken. The People Power Revolution of 1986, a peaceful protest that drew millions of Filipinos to the streets, led to the end of Marcos's rule. This significant event showcased the power of unity, the strength of nonviolent resistance, and the enduring desire for freedom and democracy. It was a turning point that ushered in a new era of democratic governance. Today, the Philippines continues to face a multitude of challenges, from economic disparity to environmental concerns. But it also celebrates numerous achievements, such as advancements in technology, growth in tourism, and recognition in various global arenas. The nation persistently strives to improve the lives of its people and to secure a sustainable and inclusive future. The story of the Philippines is one of resilience, of enduring spirit, and of an unwavering resolve to forge ahead, no matter the odds. From a diverse pre-colonial society to a vibrant, democratic nation, the Philippines stands as a testament to resilience and enduring spirit. In the span of just 10 minutes, we've journeyed through thousands of years of Philippine history. We've traced the footsteps of the early inhabitants, from the waves of migration that brought diverse cultures and traditions to these shores, to the influences of Spanish and American colonization that have left indelible marks on the nation's identity. We delved into the tumultuous times of World War II and its aftermath, leading up to the post-war era that has seen the Philippines emerge as a dynamic and vibrant nation. We've explored the rich tapestry of Filipino culture, from the lively festivals and delicious cuisine, to the traditional arts and crafts, diverse music and dance genres, and the spiritual devotion woven into the fabric of daily life. The history of the Philippines is a captivating saga of resilience, struggle, and transformation. It's a story that continues to unfold, shaping the future of this beautiful archipelago and its people.